Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chanel. I do beauty, fashion and lifestyle videos here on my channel, and today you're in for a special treat. I'm going to be telling you about my god-awful experience in a story time of why it is I just do not like Miami anymore. So if you're interested in this video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment, a big thumbs up, share this video, like this video, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, so from the beginning of the video, you can tell that it ended up being a really great trip. This was my last out of state, no, it was my last American trip, yeah, since, you know, this whole pandemic started. Let's not even go there. But it turned out to be really great. As you can tell, we had an awesome time. We love doing family trips together. We have family, you know, in the USA, so of course it's a whole lot easier when it is, you know, we go there to stay with them, and you know, everybody just comes together and have a big old great time. Awesome sauce. But girl, it was some drama. So from the top, make it pop. Anyhow. Sorry, that just, you know, I love to sing. So yeah, this all started at, you know, at the airport. So we left Trinidad probably like in the afternoon. We like evening flights or night flights, so I think we left like about 3-4ish, and you know, everybody was all pumped and excited, you know, family trip, woo, we can't wait to shop, we can't wait to have a good old time. Awesome. So we get there, you know, walking through customs. It's myself and my entire family, sister, daughter, mother, father. Okay, great. And yeah, they want to do it like one by one, no problem. So my sister goes first, great. Then I go first, well, sorry, second, and everything is cool, at least so we thought. And then the rest of my family, no problem. Then over the speakers, of course, very incorrectly pronounced, Chanel and Shalice Charles, can you go to, let's say door D or whatever, to be further examined in customs? I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay then. Mind you, the flight landed like around 7:30, maybe 8, I think. Trying to ballpark here. And customs didn't take that long. It was like 3 flights that landed at the same time, so we were literally running to get to customs. But anyway, we had another flight to catch the next day. But anyhow, we'll get into that later. So when they tell us to go and, you know, for this further, I don't know, search or questioning, whatever, we don't know why it is we're getting pulled to the side. Great. So we go there, and one of the customs officer is an Asian guy, and then he just rattles off like a headline from the Express, the newspaper, you know, of that particular day. And I was just like, how does he even know that? So I'm like, okay then, whatever. So he searches through all our things, even though they only pulled my sister and I aside. He searched through everybody's stuff, looking through your underwear, everything got examined. Okay, he had on his gloves and everything, but I mean, oh my god, like really? Anyway, so after that, now I'm thinking, all right, cool, we're in the clear, let's go to the hotel. They were just like, okay then, so go back and sit in the waiting room and they're gonna call you shortly. When we get out there, they tell us we're gonna have to go to a separate room for even more questioning for myself and my sister. And I'm just like, oh my god, like what else do you people want to know? Like, it's just us, we're just in your country for like what, 2 weeks or something. It's not that serious. Anyway, so we go. By now it's late, it's like about 10ish. Yeah, we spent a pretty long time. Sat down in that room. They put myself and my sister separately from your other family members that are like probably 2 rooms apart. They have their customs officers waiting there. Okay, so TSA has already pulled us through, and we are sitting, we are watching other people get dragged in as well, and sitting, people from our flight, people from separate flights, and we're just there like, okay then, what is happening? So eventually, could be like, I don't want to lie, probably like close to midnight that we've just been sitting there. There's a television there. I mean, granted, we didn't really look at it, but the fact is at least it had something there to, you know, keep you company. So we're looking at other people, you know, going and coming, getting interviewed, getting to leave or whatever. Fine. Eventually, close to midnight, they decide to call my sister in front of, you know, their little glass or whatever, customs officer. He ended up being a Jamaican, a Caribbean person, of course. So, you know, he was kind of like, listen, this is like a technicality. It was like a random thing. But, you know, just go through it and this won't happen again. it's not gonna happen again because I'm not going back. Anyway, so she goes up to the counter and he asked her, you know, certain questions. Okay, good. And I'm just like, okay, then is it my turn yet? Like, I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm seeing them like laughing and like chuckling, and I'm like, what the hell is so funny? Like, I'm tired, I want to go to the hotel, like, what's happening? So she comes back and she's just like, yeah, he's a real cool fella, you know, we just laugh and talk a little bit about how this whole thing is so ridiculous. And you know, he was asking her personal questions about her life, you know, her job or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, is it my turn? Eventually, about 20 to 30 minutes later, he calls me up. So I'm just like, hi, like, what's happening? Like, are we in trouble? Anything like that? He's just like, no, listen, this is a system thing that they do. They randomly select people who, you know, are of a certain age group, just in case you could be a part of ISIS. Now, granted, I did not go on this flight looking like this, like dolled up and everything. I was looking pretty basic, pretty chill. I mean, it's just a flight, so I was not wearing any makeup. My hair wasn't really specially combed. It was like in a bun, or I think it was in curls, something like that. But it was just very normal. I wasn't wearing no jewelry, nothing fancy. I was in a sweatshirt and some kind of pants. So I'm just like, so I'm thinking to myself, really? So ISIS wants girls looking like this up in their group? Really? So he was just like, girl, listen, I know this whole thing is like silly, but you should be leaving soon. I'm like, okay, great, no problem. So he asked me questions like, where do I work and what do I do for fun? What is my social media names? And if it is, I've ever been approached by anyone to join ISIS, and all these other different things that are, you know, pretty personal. But I answered them because at that point I was scared, tired, and fed up. So I'm just like, let me just give them everything. And he ended up being very nice, very cool. Of course, it's Caribbean people, so you know, it's a vibe. So I was just like, okay then, so are we gonna get to leave soon? And he was just like, yeah, shortly, in about 10 minutes. He did not lie. In about 10 minutes we were told that we could leave. And I was like, oh my god, like, what an ordeal. Like, my family is tired, sleepy, and hungry. We've been in the airport since 8 o'clock, or probably a little bit before, and this is now like past midnight, almost 1. Really? So we walk outside and we're just like, okay, so we're gonna get ground transport to finally get to the hotel. No, before we get there, let me backtrack. So we have to go get our luggage. Now, because we were pulled into this separate room, we could not, you know, take our luggage with us or anything. So we had to go to find baggage claim for the airline that we were at. When we get to baggage claim, guess what? There's nobody there, because at that hour, everybody's gone. So I'm like, oh my god, really? So we almost got arrested at TSA. Now we can't find our bags. This trip is just starting off really, really awesome. By the way, please excuse that annoying dog that keeps barking ever so often. That's my my neighbor's dog. He just loves to bark, especially when I'm filming. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, great. So we finally do catch up with somebody. And mind you, Miami International Airport is huge. It is like one of the largest travel hubs in the entire world. This thing is probably like, I'm not gonna lie, almost the size of Trinidad. It is huge. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay then. So my sister and I practically had to like walk really, really far to find someone that we can actually ask, you know, for some assistance. And then the majority of people in that airport, or who work in that airport, everything, they are like mainly Spanish speaking. So yeah, that was also awesome too, right? So I'm like, okay then, we finally get somebody. We get back to baggage claim and she's like, okay then, let me see if I can find your bags. Now by this time it's after 1, probably like almost half 1, and we were supposed to have ground transport to go to the hotel. We get our bags and everything. It's about 1:30. We're waiting outside. You know, we go to where we were supposed to stand for the particular hotel, right, for the driver to come pick us up and everything. So we finally meet another taxi driver, and he's just like, they've been gone since like 10 o'clock, because they're saying the flight landed at 8, you know, so the latest you would come outside would be like 10. So they've been gone. So we're like hours late. We're just stuck like, okay, what is going to happen now? Thank God, like, I think God was just like, listen, you all had enough of a tough time this round, so let me send an angel from heaven above. And he legit had this driver who actually works with the neighboring hotel that we were staying at. I think we were staying at the Hyatt, and he was at the hotel next door, can't remember which one. And he was just like, you know what, y'all look like y'all had enough of an ordeal. Of course, my father was like in the front seat and chatting it up, everything. He was very cool. He's a Spanish speaking guy, but he was super, super nice. Like, I was amazed because we met some really kind of people in Miami International. So I was like, okay, then thank God somebody nice. And he took us there, and he legit, you know, did not ask for any payment or anything like that. But my father did give him, like, you know, a little token of appreciation. Like, he didn't have to. And I was just so glad. By the time we got to the hotel, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Like, you know, it's like 2 o'clock. And the hotel wasn't that far. It was like about 10 minutes, but it was quite an ordeal. Like, I can laugh and be cool about it now, but it was a scary experience because I'm like, okay, so we came all the way here to be arrested. Like, what is up? You know, it's kind of crazy. But, you know, it's definitely one for the books. So I don't hate Miami. I ended up having a really good time. I mean, we traveled the very next day and it was smooth sailing. We were also kind of nervous about that. Like, oh my God, the day before we got, like, you know, all this drama. But it was smooth sailing the very next day. We went to Fort Lauderdale at my cousin's house and we had an awesome time. Love family trips. So, you know, it ended up really good. But Miami is a kind of a different place. So, like, I don't know. I don't think I'll be going back anytime soon. Well, especially with the pandemic, I don't really have a choice. But say what, so that, y'all, was basically my story time. And the reason why it is I'm not so much of a fan of Miami anymore. And the crazy thing is, like, I've been to Miami 3 times before that, so, and I've never experienced anything like this. So I'm just like, okay, great, you know, never expected this, but you know, it is what it is. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. I would love for you to like it, to subscribe if you haven't already. If it is you want to check out more of my videos, I will leave links, you know, in my description box for you to check it out. I'll leave my previous video. I will also leave my 2 previous story times that you should be seeing playing at the top of the screen right now, so that you can check out and, you know, we can get to know each other a little bit better. So I'm glad that, you know, if it is you enjoy this. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in my next one. Bye.